How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time for this new episode for this series is going to be my review on the 2023 animated musical comedy film, and that is Under the Boardwalk. This is directed by David Soren, the man behind Turbo and Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, which both of those were from DreamWorks Animation. But in this case, for his latest film that he's made, this one's from Paramount Animation, and he also wrote this film along with Lawrence Gafaria, who you may know her as the writer and director of Hustlers. But anyway, in this film, Under the Boardwalk at the Jersey Shore, we follow a land crab townie named Armin, voiced by Michael Cera, who falls in love with a sea crab tourist named Ramona, voiced by Keke Palmer. But tensions between their friends and families rise. And then what ends up happening is that a storm casts these two duos far from their home, and their love will lead them on an adventure. So that's pretty much the story of Under the Boardwalk. Now, this movie just kind of came out of nowhere with me because I didn't see much of its whole marketing here, because there wasn't that much marketing surrounding this whole film here. And they literally just showed like one trailer for this movie just around the time when the movie was just literally just about to come out, which that was just really strange. And it just felt like that Paramount didn't give much attention to this whole movie here, which that was just really strange as well. Although I did check this out on Paramount Plus just a couple months after it was released last year. And this one to me did look kind of interesting here, since I do tend to enjoy some of Paramount Animation's movies quite a bit. Like, there are a few that I surprisingly found myself enjoying a whole lot than I expected. A few of the ones I thought were either just pretty solid, and a few of the ones I thought were just like okay, but certainly ones I wouldn't go back to revisit again. And some of the ones I just definitely just don't really appreciate that much. And I did check out this movie just a couple months after it was released, as I mentioned, on Paramount Plus. And after watching this whole movie here, this movie was actually not too bad here. I overall had a solid yet enjoyable time here with this new animated feature from Paramount Animation here. Although I wouldn't say it's the absolute best for their film library here as well. The storytelling for this movie I just kind of felt was pretty similar, because the best way I can describe this whole movie here is that it's basically Romeo and Juliet, but with crabs. And it also has some like musical numbers here and there within this movie, in which, for the most part, when it comes to those moments in this movie, there were a few of the songs that I thought were not too bad, although there were a few that I just kind of felt were pretty weak and forgettable. And the film also tends to have some of the tropes that we've seen before in the past within these animated features. Like, you've got one with like the two leads where they're scurrying around like the human world, and you've got one where, of course, where they instantly fall in love with each other. Which, yeah, it is something that we've seen before in the past within these animated features. And while for its animation here for this movie, for the most part, it is pretty nice here for a colorful animated feature like this one, through the designs of the crabs, which I thought all that was pretty well animated, and the way they look were actually kind of cute for a cartoony animated feature like this one. And even for like the world building that we do see in the film here, I thought was pretty well animated, like the crab surroundings, like where they live, as well as for like their shells that they have on themselves, which I thought all that was pretty well animated too. And when it comes to the voice work in the film, like, this film has a talented cast here. Like, you've got Michael Cera as Armin, and for the most part, he was pretty solid in the film. And you've got Keke Palmer as Ramona, and she was also pretty solid as well. And the chemistry between these two, the two leads in the film, I thought was overall pretty solid here. And you've got Bobby Cannavale as Bobby, and he was pretty solid as well. And you've got Russell Brand in the film, and while, yeah, despite the whole controversy around him, which in this film he plays like the villain in the film, and the way he was like in the film here just instantly reminded me of Billy Zane from Titanic, because he's pretty much like that character in this movie here from the way he's played out in the film. And there are a few other characters that were in this film here that they just kind of felt minimal, and they just don't show a whole lot of aspects themselves within this movie yet, and that's another issue I did have with this film here. But all in all, Under the Boardwalk, I overall had a solid time here with this animated feature from Paramount Animation. But again, it certainly isn't like the absolute best or anything, but it is overall a solid work that they've made for their film library here. And if you're overall like a huge fan of like animated musicals, or if you're a fan of like any of the stars or anything, I would say this would definitely be a good treat for the kids here. So that's pretty much all I'd say about Under the Boardwalk. I'm going to give Under the Boardwalk 3.5 out of 5. As I said before, it's definitely a solid entry for Paramount Animation's film library here, but it's definitely one I wouldn't find myself ever like rewatching over and over again here. This one's just like a one-time watch here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my AK After I Saw review on Under the Boardwalk, and let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already, or if you just recently checked this out. Did you have fun with this, or did you not really like this one at all, really? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Foggins Media Corner signing off.